get started, how about we give Frankie Lassard a hand for the music. That was great. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Shane Bargy. I'm the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Schenectady. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight, supporting this great project, and for supporting the Boys and Girls Clubs of Schenectady. The evening's going to flow pretty smoothly. The first few minutes, we're just going to do a couple of brief introductions. We're then going to give you the opportunity to finish your salads, get to buffet line, hit up some of the silent auction items again, hopefully. But I'm going to give you the big picture right now as far as our organization is concerned. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Schenectady consists of 16 sites, school extensions, summer camps, and summer park programs. We manage and run 5 swimming pools as well, including the massive Central Park pool in the city of Schenectady. In 2012, we reached 11,900 children. We are the largest youth-serving organization in the county, and we continue to grow, even when the economy tanked back in 2008. Excuse me. We find a way to make things happen, especially in tough times, because the need is even greater for the kids in the community. We exist to serve the children and families in the community and are guided by our purpose, and I'm going to repeat our purpose, which is to promote the social, educational, health, leadership, and character development in youth during critical periods of their development. I think most of you who know us, know that our programs are located in the communities where children need us most, where hope and opportunity seems to be in limited supply for a young person or a teenager. It's our job to keep children safe, become connected, get them connected to caring adults, give them access to programs that they actually need, and all the while making sure, and this is really important, that they're enjoying their childhood and that they're having fun. We have some of the hardest working and caring staff working with these kids every day in our organization. I'd like to ask them to stand for a second to be recognized. Right there. The staff are helping achieve incredible outcomes for the children. I'm proud to say that we are very good at what we do with incredible high school graduation rates, very low involvement in the juvenile justice system. We hold very high expectations of these children, and they hold them of themselves. And our kids are set up for success in large part thanks to the club. Having said that, we have one glaring weakness that over the years, our freestanding facilities in Rotterdam, Mount Pleasant, and on Craig Street in Hamilton Hill, they're a wreck. There's no other way to say it. They're old facilities, have been in need of major repair for many, many years. We've always taken every dime we've had and thrown it into program and sort of missed the mark with our facilities. Well, those days are over, and the kids need to be safe, need to be in a safe, beautiful, functional building, because they deserve that. It's what they deserve. I'm going to rewind to January of 2012. I received a call from Darlene Zay, who I'll introduce shortly. And she had a big idea. She had an extreme remodel concept for the Rotterdam Boys and Girls Club. And I mean a big idea, from a Move That Bus ceremony, to a flash mob of dancers, to raising volunteers and dollars to make the project a reality. She also had to see a large arch above the door so the kids could lift their chins high as they walked into the club proudly. You can understand why I thought she was a little crazy after that first meeting. However, I could see that she was really passionate, so we were willing to take a shot. Needless to say, it was one of the best decisions our organization has ever made, because Darlene rallied all kinds of support, raised thousands of dollars, and convinced the local home builder, Big Laveno Builders, is here tonight, you'll hear from them later, to manage the project. She put together a stellar committee. Some of them are here. If you the committee and those who worked and volunteered on that project, please stand to be recognized tonight. Sponsors as well. Stand up. You can see the results of the Rotterdam remodel by looking at the before and the after. That's a rendering, but the building ended up looking exactly like the rendering that was created by Synthesis Architects. In August 2012, Darlene's vision, thanks to dozens of volunteers and a beautiful set of pro bono plans from Synthesis Architects, became a reality as the Rotterdam Boys and Girls Club was completely transformed. It is now a beautiful, safe place that the entire community can be proud of. And yes, if you look right above the door, there's an arch that Darlene fought so hard for. That turns out is perfect for that building. The community in Rotterdam also responded to that change. We've seen a 30% spike in membership, which, by the way, is $10 a year. It's $5 a year in the city of Schenectady. And there are now 6 busloads of children dropped at the Rotterdam Club every day after school from both Mahonison and Chalmont school districts. Which brings me to why we're here tonight. Darlene and this year's committee, which is called Giving4Ward, and her initiative is called Giving4Ward, immediately set their sights on the new project, the Mont Pleasant unit. Boys and Girls Clubs of Schenectady took this 1920s church hall over in 1974. It is actually still a city building that they leased to us for 99 years for $1. It has had a few minor alterations over the years, a couple of upgrades here and there, but stands primarily as we found it in the 70s. There are over 80 children in that building every day. The building sits kitty corner to an elementary school, Hamilton Elementary, and immediately fills up as soon as the bell rings. As you are aware, the Mont Pleasant neighborhood is a very difficult place for children to grow nowadays, with poverty, crime, drugs, and other barriers that put a positive future up for grabs. It's sad for me, it's the neighborhood I grew up in. The Mont Pleasant Club really is the only youth-serving organization in that area. And that area is the most populated section of the city of Schenectady. The remodel that this committee has planned will transform the club experience for thousands of children who need their futures protected. And that's what we're going to do. The committee realized early that I needed to raise money, why we are here tonight. We needed to find a project manager, who we found, who you will hear from tonight, and needed to work with Synthesis Architects, club staff, and the teenagers of the club to come up with a design that would have the greatest impact on its membership. The chairs of the committee will be coming up shortly to talk about the project, and there will be an unveiling of those plans here this evening. I mentioned that one of the committee's goals is to raise dollars. Well, I'm proud to say tonight that we recently received some awesome news. The Boys and Girls Club, 3 months ago or so, applied for a Lowe's Charitable Education Foundation grant to help support this project. Last week, we learned that that grant was approved for $49,500. This makes Lowe's our primary sponsor. It is called the Lowe's Making a Dream program, and it's through Boys and Girls Clubs of America because we do have a national partnership with Lowe's as well. We have 3 representatives from our local Lowe's in Niskayuna who is working with us to make this project happen. Could they stand, please? Matt Robinson, Chris Godfrey, McCoon Ferguson. Lakeem actually volunteered at the Craig Street Boys and Girls Club from 2000 to 2003. So he's coming home. I'd like to introduce to you 2 very special people who are spearheading this Mont Pleasant Extreme Remodel project. They're co-chairs of the Giving4Ward initiative and the Extreme Remodel project. They have a dynamic committee as well that they're going to talk about. But these two are the engine that are making this thing go right now. Darlene Zay and Lori Michael Cerrone. Come on up. We wanted to give you a token from the Boys and Girls Club and, more importantly, from the children. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys all for being here. This is the worst part for me because I don't like the public speak, but I'm going to tell you from my heart. The Rotterdam Boys and Girls Club totally changed my life. I ended up leaving that remodel with a whole new vision of what Giving4Ward is. And when you give forward, great things happen. And the people in this room, you all need to have a round of applause for each one of you for being here because you stepped up to the plate to come here because you know how important it is to help a child. I didn't realize till I got involved in this project that the Boys and Girls Club does so much for people and the children. It helps the parents too to recognize how great their kids can be. I'm just so thankful and blessed to have and known so many great people on this project. It's people like you that make a difference, and that's why it gets me so emotional because a lot of people look at the negative and there's so much positive out there, and I get to see it every day, so I thank you for that. I have to say, this year for the Mount Pleasant Club, I am totally blessed to have a good friend of mine, Lori Michaels, to step up to the plate to help me. And we ended up having a great staff that ended up helping. We have like 5 people that just said, what can I do? So right now I'd like to have Lori step up. She's going to go through the Mount Pleasant Club and what we're going to achieve there. Thank you all.
Thanks, Darlene. Good evening. I'm Lori Cerrone, and again, I want to thank every single one of you for Giving4Ward, for giving of yourself and your time to be here this evening. And I want to tell Darlene and thank Darlene and let her know how truly blessed I am to be her co-chair on this committee as well, because she is awesome. When Darlene approached me to co-chair this project, no, I didn't run. I thought about it, but I really, to be honest with you, didn't know much about the Boys and Girls Club, so I decided to take a little field trip. I went to the Rotterdam Club, and I also went to the Mont Pleasant Club. And it was really amazing, and I learned a lot. I was really impressed by many things. In particular, I was impressed with the very caring and giving staff at the clubs. And I was also really impressed with the programs and the organization of all of the programs in all of the clubs as well. And you know, as I walked through to see all of these children and their smiles and how happy they all were, and they were having fun, which is also very important. Shane had mentioned that earlier. Also, it's really important, especially with the new project that we're giving forward to, is that every child really deserves the opportunity to thrive and feel safe, and to feel safe in their environment. And that's one of our goals with our new project. The Rotterdam Club was really amazing. Because of the remodel, you really could see a change in the attitude of the children. They really had a new sense of ownership, responsibility, pride, and it really gave them a boost in their self-esteem. You know, Darlene, in that arch, well, these children now could get off that bus and hold their heads up high and be proud of their space and be proud to come to this club. And it was very evident. When I went to the Mount Pleasant Boys and Girls Club, I was really, to be honest with you, kind of taken back by the building itself. As Shane had mentioned, it was originally a church, and the exterior of the building is primarily brick, and you actually can still see the cross on the top of the building. And it was built in 1929, so that should tell you a lot right there. It is definitely in dire need of repair, on the interior primarily, but on the exterior as well. So it is outdated in every sense of the word and on every level. And as you approach the building, and I did an overview of it, it was clear that the windows needed to be replaced, the front door needed to be fixed, the stairs going into the building needed to be fixed as well. As you enter the building, it was very crowded and congested. And as the children come over from school and they enter this facility, I mean, they all come really into this one space. So there were a lot of things that immediately needed attention, as well as on the right side, as you enter the building, there are a set of stairs that go upstairs to the homework space. So we have our work cut out for us, and with the assistance and help from Synthesis, who will be speaking in a few minutes, the architects, they did an incredible job redesigning the interior space to make it a space that the children can be proud of, a safe space. And actually we reworked the spaces so they were more functional as well. We will be doing this extreme remodel from August 17th through August 23rd. And it's coming up very quickly, and because of all of your sponsors and everybody being here this evening, we're hoping to reach all of our goals, which we're looking to raise around $250, and we are on our way there. 250,000, yes, thank you. So this new space is going to provide a safe environment for our youth and their families, promoting education, athletic programming, as well as other things, including, really important for these kids, you know, a really good moral compass, positive self-esteem, and positive self-identity as well. Again, I want to thank everybody for their support. It's been overwhelming. Everybody I talked to about this project has their own story. It seems like everybody is affiliated to the Boys and Girls Club in some way. Everybody I have talked to belong to one of the clubs, and everybody has been so generous and more than willing to help in some way. So I couldn't be more excited to be involved in this project. And it's very inspiring to bring the community together as a whole. And again, thank you all for giving forward. And this will really impact many generations to come. I'd also like to take a few minutes to thank a few people. This evening would definitely not be possible without the dedication of our family, our friends, our co-workers, even my church community stepped up to help out with this evening, and I'm really grateful for that, and really grateful for everybody's service as well. I'd like to give special thanks to our committee members, if you guys wouldn't mind coming up. First, I'd like to thank Sally. Sally Rascott came onto our committee. Come on up, Sally. Sally came onto the committee through a friend of mine, and she was heading up the silent auction. But Sally actually does it all. Sally does everything. She's collecting items, making calls, driving around town. She set up media events with radio and TV, and anything that needs to be done, Sally has been doing it, and we are definitely grateful to Sally. So thank you, Sally. Julie Keegan, come on up, Jewel. Julie, thank you so much for your endless organizing, again with the silent auction, donations. Mona, come on up. Mona Gola has also been a very important part of our committee. Mona was also an important part of last year's event, personally and with Price Chopper. She worked very hard on the Rotterdam function, and She's also been on our committee and attending meetings and doing numerous things for the Mont Pleasant Club as well. And Maya, come on up. Maya, thank you so much for everything you've done. Maya McNulty. Maya's been a great assistant. She's with CTV with all of the media coverage. And we'll be looking at a video in a few minutes, and she helped with that, donations, and again, everybody's been a huge help. We wouldn't have been able to pull off this evening without our committee. Everybody's worked really hard, and we really appreciate it. Thanks, Maya. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Darlene.
Last year, I probably heard the same thing you were here last year. How to be happy. Happiness for an hour, you would take a nap. Happiness for a day, you would go fishing. Happiness for a year, you would inherit a fortune. But happiness for a lifetime, you'd help someone. So that would be a child too. The children need us. So take that and think about that. It's all about giving forward and being happy. Life is too short not to be happy. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Synthesis. Synthesis stepped up to the plate last year with all the drawings. Outstanding job. This year, we didn't even have to approach it. They said yes, even before we even asked. So I'd like to invite Mike, Jeremy to come up to talk for a few minutes about Synthesis and about the project.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. We were involved last year with the extreme remodeling at the Rotterdam Boys and Girls Club, and I've been an architect for just about 30 years, and this is one of the projects I'm most proud of. Jeremy came up with an amazing concept. Mike from Pigliavento Builders, as well as Rich from United Building and Design, were key, as well as the other contractors, in helping us realize our vision and what a difference it made. It's truly amazing. You have to come up again and look at the before and after pictures to really see what a difference that made to the building and for the kids that come there every day. When that project was complete, Shane sheepishly came to us a few months ago and said, "Darlene's at it again. We've got another project. Do you think you guys might be interested?" And it was a very enthusiastic yes to be associated with this. The Boys and Girls Club is a great organization, great bunch of people who make a big difference for the kids every day. And we're very excited and pleased to be a part of that. Jeremy has been the project manager for the Mount Pleasant project, as well as for the Rotterdam project, and has really helped bring a great vision to this. Would you like to say a few words about what the scope of the project is?
Sure. Pretty much what we did is we worked with the staff members and some of the teams to come up with the basic scope for the project to figure out what their actual needs were and what the building's deficiencies were. So that was our first step, was to work with them and also just take a look at the building, and it wasn't hard to actually see what the deficiencies were. But for the most part, we're what Maria had said was we're replacing gym floors, we're replacing windows, we're relaying out the space to make it more efficient for the Boys and Girls Club to make their spaces work better for them is the gist of what the new plan that we came up with.
And while it may not be as quite an extreme difference, it's a subtle elegance that's going to transform this building. The spaces will double the amount of homework room for the kids, creates a teen center space for them, and creates that signature arch entry feature that Darlene likes to have as the kids enter the space. So we're thrilled to be part of the project, and we're anxious for more to come as we also help pay it forward. So thank you.
And what you're looking at there is only just a tiny little piece of this project, because unlike the Rotterdam project, which I would say 80% of the project happened outdoors where you can see it, probably 90% of this project, Mount Pleasant project, is happening inside. Jeremy does have a copy of the plans with him, and if you would like to take a peek at them afterward, he'll show you exactly how everything's laid out. It's an amazing transformation. It will completely and totally make it a different place for these kids, for the staff. It's just going to make it so much easier for them to learn and grow, and we're thrilled with that. Before I move on, I want to mention, I don't know if you saw the shoes in the silent auction. It's really important to know that we're going to bring up a special person who worked to make those shoes. Yeah, okay. But the kids worked on those as well. And we want you to pay close attention to them and get high and often on them, because there was a lot of work and time that went into those. And we just want to make sure that anything that the kids do, that we pay close attention to. Okay. I'm going to invite someone up here that's been a very good friend of mine for 20 plus years. Someone who I asked 3 years ago if she would chair a new event idea that I had for our organization called the Taste of the Capital Region. I think some of you have been to the event. It's a chef's event, but it was just a baby at the time, and I asked my friend Jamie Durante-Rogowski if she would consider chairing this event at the Rotterdam Boys and Girls Club. We did it right in the club. And you can imagine, we would have 35 chefs, we'd have 300 people all walking through that bottom picture. Not the most impressive place to bring new potential supporters to, but we did it the first year. It went well. We did it in year 2 when the remodel wasn't quite completed, and then we did it this year when the official remodel was done. I want Jamie to come up and say a few words about what that project not only meant to the kids, but meant, in her opinion, to our ability, our image in the community. That event has raised in 3 years over $85,000 for the programs. And Jamie is a big reason for that. So I want to bring Jamie up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jamie Durante-Rogowski, and it was 26 years in September. We were one, yeah. I'm so overwhelmed that all of you could take the time to come here tonight. It is such an amazing event and such an amazing venue. Mr. Scarlotta and his team do such a beautiful job. I mean, we're just very lucky to be here. I want to start with Schenectady. Sometimes I hear people, I do a lot of real estate closings over for O'Connell and Ronowitz. I hear a lot of people sometimes down on my city. My parents are sitting over there right there, and a lot of my classmates, they moved away for bigger and better places. There is no place better than this city. There's a reason it's called the Electric City. I often joke that it's Schenectady tiny because the sense of community and the relationships are so close. And they're so close for a reason. We believe in our city, we believe in our people, we believe in our community. And this is just the perfect example of that. I mean, Darlene had nothing to do with the Boys and Girls Club until she just decided to add beauty to it. You know? A lot of people don't stop and look around their community. She did, because she wanted to make it better. The two people standing to my right, I don't know Lori, I can't wait to meet her, but the two people standing to my right are two of the most humble human beings on the planet. I've known Shane a very long time. A lot of people go to work every day. He literally lives his job. The passion he has for the visions and the goals that this club has is so beyond anything I've ever, I just wish I could be more like him in that way. He lives for these kids. He literally bleeds for these kids. And you can tell, I mean, look at all this. This isn't easy, you know. So when he asked me to chair that event, one, it's about food, I'm Italian, how can I say no? But two, it's just about a big family. That event is just a big family. Everyone's just getting together and eating and drinking and having a good time. When I walked into that club for the first time, I didn't really see that it needed a little bit of help, because my parents also taught me you look at things from the heart, you know? And to me, it was just all about the love. The place was held together by love. He would walk around the club and say, there's a leak there, the bathrooms are a little run down, and I was so impressed by the place. And then Darlene shows up and puts her magic into it, and the event is a completely different event because it's just such a thing of beauty now. It's so beautiful, the floors gleam, the structure is sound, they don't have to worry about leaks, and these kids love it. It's their second home, and it's a safe place for them to go and to grow and to be nurtured. There's cooking classes, there's sports, you know, it's just an amazing place. Darlene, I have to look it up on my phone, forgive me because I don't want to forget, but did you ever see that bumper sticker that says, practice random kindness and senseless acts of beauty? That epitomizes this lady. I can't even tell you. I'm so swept up by her spirit and her passion, and it's so contagious. I'm just so thankful she uses her powers for good and not evil, because the world would be over. You know, I mean, she knows I don't speak in public ever. I mean, my parents are probably laughing. I got bad grades in every oral interpretation class I ever took. I hate this. But how can you say no to her? You just can't say no to her. I'm shaking right now, but I don't say no to her. And that's why these beautiful things are happening in our community. It's just astounding, it really is. She makes, you know, her calls with her dimes, and 200 people show up. She's got her family behind her. They don't even, you know, they just come running. It's amazing. So, am I forgetting anything? I didn't write anything down on purpose, but I'm a lawyer, I can't stop talking, let me think. So thank you so much for coming. Please come to the Taste of the Capital Region next April. We'd love to have you. That's gratuitous one, right? Got to do it. If you're pushing the silent auction, I can push my event, right? We'll feed you really well, I promise. Thank you so much, everybody. I just want to give these guys a big hug and kiss because I'm really, really proud of them. Thank you.
Jamie, you should MC this event.
I'm thinking very evil things right now.
I'm not, Jamie has just been one of the my personal outstanding supporter for the last 26 years. I didn't realize it was that long. September 26th, okay, you got it. I'd like to introduce last year's general contractor, from Pigliavento Builders, Mike Pigliavento. I gotta tell you, it makes me laugh when we go back, when we were planning that Rotterdam project last year, and Darlene had everyone convinced, except for Mike, that Mike was the general contractor on the Rotterdam job. Because when we put it out there at the meeting, Mike said, oh, I can't take this on. I want to be part of the project, but I can't be the general contractor, I can't lead it. And then, of course, at our next meeting, Mike, it was that quick. I was so impressed with what I saw. We had volunteers from other work crews. We had folks who were not professionals in trades. We had everyone there. And Mike was like a maestro, working this thing and helping people do what they were supposed to do, and doing it with a smile, and people were really working hard. Some of it was the love for the club, but he was able to manage a project that seemed completely unmanageable. And I just wanted to thank him and have him come up and say a couple words about the project, if you could. Mike?
Darlene asked me a month ago to say a couple words, and of course I forgot about it. She texted me and reminded me, and she does haunt. I pray extra for Rich, because I said, man, I wake up every morning, you know, here. But to Darlene's credit, I mean, it was her baby. She dreamed it up, and there's a couple stories I'd like to share. She didn't need as much prodding as she says, you know. She had this idea, she had no money, you know. It was a recession for every builder in the Capital District. We had no money to give. But she had this idea, and Synthesis did this great architectural rendering, which I have to marvel at. When it was done, they all stood back and said, wow, it looks just like the picture. And as a builder, I'm saying, like, well, what the heck was it supposed to look like? I mean, you gave me the plans. I mean, what was that, you know, make up my own, well, you know. I'm not much of a dreamer, you know, but I can follow instructions pretty well. So, but it really came out nice. And, you know, I can, a couple of stories quickly. I've been in business for 30 years, and over the last 20, 25 years, I go away every year for a couple weeks. I go to different parts of the world. I've been going to South Africa for a few years, and we go with a team of people. We go and build orphan homes and stuff. And, you know, I would fly into Johannesburg, which is a very, like New York City, and it's surrounded by slums. And, you know, you talk to people who live in Johannesburg, and the white people, because they have all the money. And it's like they don't notice the slums. And so you go by this Rotterdam Boys Club, and you don't notice how bad it really is. When you live in a community, now from an outsider you come in, you say, wow, you look at that building, you say, wow, that is disgusting, right? But I lived in Rotterdam my whole life, and you get kind of used to driving by and looking at that building and saying, oh, well, you know. But Darlene put like a flashlight on and said, really, this is your town, this is where you live. And it was shocking, you know, to really go back and see. So when she came to me, and she had this idea, and I said, oh, whatever. And, you know, I was busy struggling in the economy that we were in.
Last year, but Richie was like right-hand man. He had to deal with the roof on that Quonset hut. Totally replaced it. I was talking to him about it the other day. He said, that was easy. I'll tell you what, it did not look easy. It was not, it looked scary actually. But no leaks. With all that rain, perfect, good job. So I'm going to bring Richie up to say a few words about this year's project.
Hello everyone. I have to put this down a little bit, I'm not as tall as Mike. Well, the funny thing is I said all last year at the project that we were at, when Mike was gone, I'm in charge. Well, that was probably the biggest mistake I made. Because now I am in charge, and I have a big development to take care of with the Boys Club in Mount Pleasant. I actually grew up there. It molded me into who I am, and I'm very proud of who I am. And I'm very proud to be part of the project, and part of me has a little bit, it sets me at the heart. Where Shane said it is a second home, it is a second home for us guys. We live there. Unfortunately, you know, it's probably not a really nice area now. It was a pretty decent area back when we grew up. It wasn't bad, but things change, and the kids are still there, and we need to help them. And I appreciate everyone coming out here. I look forward to working with this project. Darlene, I can't say enough. I'm sure she's going to be right there by my side through the whole thing. Maria, I look forward to working with you and Ian and Shane and everyone else at Synthesis to make sure this happens. And I'm sure it's going to come out as nice as a Rotterdam Boys Club, if not nicer. But at the end of the day, this is all for the kids. I'm glad everyone is here to support this venue. And we're going to do a great job. And I look forward to working with everybody that's here. And thank you for your time.
Thanks for stepping up this year. I just want to remind everyone, we do have a House of Dreams. It's the building that if you purchase a piece and you put it on, we'll put it right on the chart there, and it'll end up looking like the new building. But it's a clever idea for us to try to raise money, $50 a piece. But we have one piece there so far, so we're hoping to add some to it by the end of the night.
First of all, thank you, Jason, for those kind words. I'm so blessed to have you in my life now. Thank you. I'd like to introduce a wonderful lady. Being involved in this project, it seems like every week I'm introduced to someone so wonderful and caring. And this lady, she's an art teacher. Her name is Sherry Kump from Niskayuna. She is an art teacher in Niskayuna. What she did was she came to the club and ended up making these shoes you saw over here out of animals with the kids at the club. These kids were so excited. They were so thrilled that they could create something with their imaginations. And just to watch them grow and be so excited about the whole project, it just warms my heart that people like Sherry that want to give forward, and it's just, the kids just love her. So Sherry, I would like you to come up to give you a few things. She deserves a round of applause.
I just want to say that Shane had mentioned about the kids in their formative years, and it's so true. They're like sponges. They just want to do something all the time. And I think it's so important that we, at their young age, are there for them to fill them with whatever. You know, every one of us, whether we're their parents or their extended families, or we're just someone who pops in like I did, just shares your knowledge, and they just want to absorb it. So I think it's really important, like you said, Shane, about their, you know, at that age. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I want to introduce a very special young man. About 4 years ago, I believe it was 4 years ago, Jake LaMarca got off the bus at Camp Lovejoy, and he was walking around with what's described to me, because I wasn't there, as a sock on his hand.
Hello everybody, I'm Jiggle Marca. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Let's cut to the chase. I have a few friends I'd like to introduce you to. So my first friend, he's lovable, he's laughable, and a little dense. Please give a big round of applause to Louie. Well, Louie, would you like to say hello to the audience?
Hello, everybody. My name is
Louie, what? Calm down, what's the matter?
well, Jacob, with all these people looking at me, I'm feeling a bit stressed out.
Well, you know, Louie, I read an article today that said that the typical symptoms of stress is overeating, impulse buying, binge drinking, and driving way too fast.
Are they kidding? That's my idea of the perfect day.
Oh, seriously, Louie, what's on your mind?
Well, Jake, I'm angry at my wife.
Oh, Louie, aren't you happy that you're married?
Well, Jake, I never knew real happiness until I was married. But by then it was too late.
Oh, come on, Louie, a marriage can't be that bad.
Poor deluded child.
What are you talking about?
Just all this analogy, marriage is a lot like going to dinner with friends. You order what you want, but then you see what the other guy has, then you wish you had ordered that.
Well, Louie, you must have some joy in your marriage.
Oh yeah, sure. Every week, me and my wife go to a romantic restaurant and have a candlelit dinner.
I bet that's nice.
Oh, it is. She goes on Tuesdays and I go on Fridays.
Well, besides you, your wife, and your children, who else lives in your house?
Well, let's see, my dog Sam.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Well, now, Louie, is it true that dog is man's best friend?
Well, Jake, there's only one true way to find out. Lock your wife and the dog in the trunk of your car. Drive around for a couple of hours, come back, open up the trunk, and see which one is happy to see you.
Well, it sounds like you and your wife need to take a little break. Where is she now?
Well, to my enjoyment, she's going to be in the Caribbean all this week.
Oh, Jamaica?
Not at all. She wanted to go. You get a Jamaica, it's a double entendre.
They get it. Well, Louie, when I get married, I want to marry a smart woman, a good woman, and a woman who will make me happy.
That's polygamy. Oh, kidding aside, ladies and gentlemen, I am happily married. And I have a wonderful wife.
I thought so.
Yeah, we met, fell in love, then we got married, then came the dinners, the dancing, weekends in Vermont, vacations in Hawaii, but then came the,
Then came the what?
the children.
He's making a scene.
Life as we knew it was over.
Oh, come on, Louie, children are a joy.
Well, I do have 2 great kids.
Now, see, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, and 2 out of 5 isn't so bad.
Well, Louie, what do you do when your children get unruly?
Well, when my children are feeling a bit rambunctious, I use a nice, safe playpen.
Well, that's a very good strategy.
Yup, and when they're done, I climb out.
Now, Louie, I think you're looking at parenthood the wrong way.
What do you figure?
Well, children are the light of our lives. They bring a spark of sunshine into a dark and gloomy room.
The electric company can do the exact same thing for a lot less money.
Well, do you have any family in the audience?
Oh yeah, sure, my mom and dad are here.
Oh, your mother and father, that's very nice.
Yeah, it is.
How's your mother doing?
Oh, she's doing great, sweet as can be.
That's nice. How about your dad?
He's not doing so well.
Why not?
Darn fool's hungover again.
Oh, Louie, does your father have a drinking problem?
No, of course not. Drinking's the easiest thing he does. He drinks, gets drunk, falls down, no problem.
Well, how long has he been drinking?
I think about 6 a.m.
No, I mean since you've known him.
Oh, well, we didn't know he was a drunk until we saw him sober once.
Well, does he at least admit that he's an alcoholic?
Well, he prefers to turn drunk. That way he doesn't have to go to all those AA meetings.
Well, does he ever go?
Oh, well, he used to, until they kicked him out.
What for?
For contributing to the rest of the members falling off the wagon.
Well, was he responsible?
Oh, well, it was their fault in reality. They should have never put him in charge of the refreshments at the New Year's Eve party.
Well, Louie, I hope you know not to get into drinking. It's a very nasty habit.
Pshaw, Jake. My granddad proved that you can drink loads of booze all day long and still live a long, healthy life.
Louie, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, that is true. My granddad drank 3 quarts of moonshine every day of his mature life, and he lived to be 103.
103, that's very impressive.
Yeah, and when he passed, I was at his cremation. The fire would not go out.
Well, Louie, I'm very sorry to say that. So sorry to hear that your grandfather died.
Yeah, but I still got my Meemaw.
Your Meemaw?
Yeah, my grandma.
Grandma! Oh, that's nice. Is she in the audience as well?
I'm afraid not.
Why not?
After she turned senile, my mom put her into a home.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I know.
Do you at least visit her a lot?
Oh yeah, sure. I always visit. And whenever I go there, I make up little games for her and her friends to play.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, list a few of them.
All right, well, there's a musical recliners, Doc Goose, Red Roller, the nurse says, bend over. 20 questions shouted into your good ear. And then the last game they play, kick the bucket.
Well, getting back to your parents, I had the pleasure of meeting your father once, and he's a very nice man.
Yeah, he is, but unfortunately he was sick most of my childhood.
What was he sick of?
Me.
Oh, no, that's impossible. That has to be a mistake.
That's exactly what he said about me.
Well, you must have some fond memories of your father.
Well, I guess so. He used to take me for long walks in the woods.
Well, that's nice bonding time.
Yeah, but then he'd leave me there.
Well, what about your mother?
What about her?
Was she nice to you as a child?
Oh, yeah. She was great. Every day, my mother would take time out of the busy schedule just to sit and look at me.
That's nice, I guess.
Then she'd go over and punch Dad right in the nose. And that's all for Louie.
And now, ready for the conclusion of my performance, I'd like to introduce the oldest friend of mine. Please give a big hand to Archie. I'm like, shoo, I don't care. All right, well, Archie, do you know why we're here? No, give me a hint. Well, we're here to talk about all the fantastic things that the Boys and Girls Clubs of America does for kids everywhere. All right. Archie, can you be a little more enthusiastic? You don't pay me enough for this garbage. All right, well, getting on topic, the Boys and Girls Club, the Boys and Girls Club teaches kids, what's it called, academic success, healthy lifestyle choices, and a good citizenship. Well, let's talk about the first one. Academic success is very important. Of course, you know that, Archie. You're a kid, you're in school. Yeah. And it's always good to go to school. You have to go to school every day. Every day? Yes, every day. And get good grades so you can graduate. Well, you know, Jacob, not to toot my own horn, but I got a perfect 4.0 grade point average. You do? Yeah. I didn't know you were that smart. Yeah, me neither. Well, how'd you pull off a 4.0? Well, you see, I got a 1.0 the first year, a 1.0 the second year, a 1.0 the third year, and a 1.0 the fourth year. 4.0. Archie, come on. This way, you need to do better in school. I mean, maybe I should give you a little test. Come on, Jake, I don't need a test. Well, let's just wait and see. Say you have $100. I don't have $100. Well, just imagine. I don't have that much imagination. Well, just pretend. All right. And you gave me $25. How much would you have left? $100. No, Archie, I don't think you get my meaning. Well, then you don't get my $25. Say you had $10 in this pants pocket, and $40 in this pants pocket, What would you have? Somebody else's pants. Okay, that's a loss. Are you prepared for all your classes? Do you have your books? Yeah, I got my books. Do you have your homework? Yeah, I got my homework. You got your pencils? Oh, I ain't got no pencils. Well, that's a double negative. You mean I ain't got 2 pencils? No, Archie, it's incorrect grammar. It's, I have no pencils. She has no pencils. He has no pencils. You got it? Oh, I got it all right. Ain't nobody got no pencils. The Boys and Girls Club also promotes healthy lifestyle choices. And a part of healthy lifestyle choices is having a nutritious diet. And speaking of nutritious diets, I hear, Archie, that your mother is a fantastic cook. Yeah. What's the matter? You don't like your mother's cooking? Ugh, it tastes like dirt. Archie, come on, your mother's cooking does not taste like dirt. Huh, well then I stand corrected. That's what I thought. Dirt tastes better. Archie, come on, you shouldn't say such things about your mother. Well, how can I? And tonight, she's making tuna surprise. Tuna surprise? Uh-huh. Well, that's strange. She just told me she was making a regular tuna casserole. Well, she is. The surprise comes about an hour after I eat it. And the boys, and another part of healthy lifestyles is athletics. Working out, being physically fit. Archie, do you play any sports? Oh yeah, sure. I'm a master golfer. You're a golfer? Yeah, I'm really good. In fact, this morning, I missed a fantastic hole-in-one by only about 6 strokes. Well, does anybody else in your family play golf? Oh yeah, sure, my grandpa. Your grandpa? Oh yeah, we play together all the time. Well, that's good. And just the other day, I was playing a rousing game of golf with my grandpa, and all of a sudden a funeral procession walks the rites past. A funeral procession? Yeah. And I was very impressed, though, and my grandfather tipped his hat and bowed his head out of respect. Well, that's very nice of him. Oh, it sure was. Did you ask him why he did it? Well, he said it's the least he could do. They were married for 35 years. Okay, well, the Boys and Girls Club lastly, the Boys and Girls Club promotes good citizenship and character, teaching kids to be responsible, respectful, and future leaders. And now, on behalf of me, Archie, and Louie, we'd all like to thank you for coming out tonight to fund this wonderful cause. Thank you.
But the Boys and Girls Club is an awesome place, and it's always been there for me. Growing up was not easy. It's just my mom. She's over there, and
Hey, Mom!
my father left us when I was younger, and it was a tough time. I had to do some growing up pretty quickly, but the Boys and Girls Club was always a place I could go to and be a kid. I could always go there and do it.
Okay, Remodel, how many seniors graduated in your class this year?
Almost 620 or something like that.
Okay, 620 graduates. Where did you fall on that list academically?
Second.
Now, isn't there a special word for that?
Yeah, salutatorian.
All right, you can go back now. Thank you. I just wanted to say a final thank you, first to the committee for all the work that they put in so far. Thank you to all the sponsors. Lowe's for being the primary sponsor this year. Thank you. It's huge. And thank you to all of you for being here tonight to support this project.